All right, so a few months back, they came out with this tire washer that's in a plastic ammo box, technically. It's about $100 for this tire washer. And in the ammo box, it comes with little converters so you can put certain tires in it, and this and that, and you submerge it down in soapy water and this and that. So I have a lot of questions. And my questions were like, well, you have to have sealed tires for that, or you have to seal your tires. And the worst part is the washer only seemed to wash the outside of the tire. And if you run your cars in all different kinds of terrain, the inside of the tire is the dirtiest. So for $100, I kind of was like, that's ridiculous. And somebody had reached out to me that's, I would assume, associated with it. They didn't like what I had to say, so they told me to come up with a better idea. These ammo boxes are like $4 or $5. Not really worth it. So it's like putting something together. Got a $100 budget. So this is what I come up with. So I come up with this project, and in this tote, I'm using the 6S Italian with the tires on it just to see how big you can get with a basic tote down at your local store. They're like $12 or something, not even. But here's a tote for it. The only reason I have this in here is these tires are sealed. They hold the pressure. Yeah, I have these sealed. That's how I run them, because I run the car in different conditions. Sometimes it splashes down into wet areas. I don't like the inside of my tires wet. So that's what that fits. So in the videos, unless you're sealing your tires somehow, you shouldn't really be dunking them down into water, because then you have a whole other problem on the inside and the foam and everything. So I went down and bought a water pick setup. This is a more expensive one because I wanted to see what I could get out of it. And these are almost $70. So there's a chunk of my budget right there. A couple bucks in the Dawn dish soap. And this is the machine here. Put distilled water in it. And it works like a normal water pick, but it's like a mini power washer. Comes with all these tips. You can get into all the crevices. And my favorites right here is this brush tip. This brush tip works really good. I also bought, it's like $2 for a pack of 4 or 5 toothbrushes from the dollar store, but I noticed this was in it. So either way, a little Dawn dish soap, you can get in and scrub your machine. Either way. You can get right in there with it. Toothbrush, get into all the crevices. How you want. Even all these threads get dirty. But this tip here is awesome. This little tip here is quite powerful. So let's turn this thing on. And look at that thing shoot. So you can get right in there and scrub your stuff and rinse at the same time. That's still keeping your budget under $100. And that's if you want to get fancy with an expensive water pick setup. When I was just walking around and seeing it, and was like, oh, that's like a mini car wash. Look at that. You can rinse it right down with this, or you can use the other tips. Look at that. Get right into the threads, a little bit of soapy water. So if you want to spend $100 on a wheel washer, when you can, in all honesty, spend less on a power pick setup for your teeth, or you could get something like, the more expensive one in a tote like I did just to, goof around with this idea. And it works well. You can get it into all the crevices. You can soap it up. I'm sure you could even make a little diluted degreaser setup to where you could spray it down with that if you wanted and clean it up nice. And then when you're done, you should air chuck it all out. But this is my return video to the $100 power or wheel washer that comes in one of these. I did not buy one because I spent the $100 or less than $100 on this to see what I could get out of it. So it's really your choice. Pick something that works for you. And I think that is quite pricey. Like these maybe $20, $25, but for what they do, I don't think they're really worth whatever it is. $100 if they are still even $100. Hope you guys like this video. Like, share, and subscribe. And like I said, you know, when it comes to washing and detailing your vehicles, there's many ways to do it. This was just a goofy idea I had. But in all honesty, you'd have a car in there with no batteries in it. You'd have, you know, something, you know, in there, take your tires off, because if you have vented tires, take your tires off, put them in there, and then you can clean them a dry way on the inside. You know, help you out that. The neat features on this thing is how the power comes out. So you can adjust it to just spray it right down or turn it down so it's nice and gentle. Use a little less water. But that's like barely half right there. Look at how powerful that is. You can just hear it pumping. This thing's pretty neat for what it is. Anyway, hope this video helped and gave you guys some ideas on how to wash your machines. Try to keep it under $100. I guess it's a fun little setup. Like, I just put it together. I had it sitting here. I forgot about it almost until they actually responded to me earlier today and asked me, hey, you know, did you come up with something better than that tire washing idea? I wouldn't say a tire washing idea, but you can sure wash your entire machine. You can wash your tires a little more properly because you can take them off and get on the inside of the tire, which in my opinion, the inside's about the worst. It'll suck stuff up in that tire and make it just awful. So, like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys have fun.